Hello there, my cuties, and welcome back. It has been a minute and a half since I have made any actual content. Goodness gracious, I do apologize. My life has kind of just fallen apart, up and downs and things and stuff, and it's great. It's an ad 10 time. And one of my last videos I did end up making was how I started testosterone, and the original goal was to kind of make update videos like every couple of months on how that was going, what was happening, but for obvious reasons that did not work. And it just kind of is what it is. Now it's been around 2-ish years, I would say, since I started taking testosterone. The biggest thing is that I've had to be on and off of it due to insurance issues, and since I had to move back to my home state, as well as just the fact that when I did move back, doctors weren't super keen on re-prescribing it for some reason. And then when I moved back out here, I was just fighting kind of tooth and nail to get back on it. So that would be the actual number one thing I need y'all to understand, is that if you start taking any kind of HRT, just make a big plan on how you are going to continuously be able to get that. Because unfortunately, if you are moving around from state to state, or if you are going on an extended holiday, since it is a controlled substance, a lot of places will not be able to give you a whole bunch, usually a month's supply. So if you're going somewhere for longer than a month, just be well aware of what's happening and always try to make a backup plan. Personally, I haven't had too many side effects from just kind of being on and off of testosterone, which I'm very lucky about. The biggest thing would be like the acne and kind of emotional damage of it all. And that's to be expected. It's hormones. It's what your body's gonna do. But here has been my kind of 2-ish year update on just how I've been doing and how my body's been dealing with it. First and foremost, I would take it once a week at, I believe it was 0.5, and I just injected that into my skin. There are tons of different ways that you can take testosterone, whether that be the patches, the gel, or the injections. There might even be more ways. I'm not too sure, I'll be frank. Those are just the ways that I know. I personally prefer the injection just for convenience. Like, yeah, it's annoying to stab my little butt like once a week, but it's fast, it's easy, not super hard to mess up, not gonna make a mess. Done. The biggest change, for obvious reasons, is the voice. Listening to how I used to sound is very strange to me, because I know that's me, but it doesn't sound like me anymore. I actually thought it was super interesting because as my voice started to drop, my internal dialogue did not at first. It's finally kind of caught up to how I sound, but it took like about a year or two for my internal dialogue to match up to how I sound outside of it, so I kept sounding like how I used to with my previous voice. Another thing to keep in mind is that everybody's body is different, and how your body reacts to taking HRT is going to differ very differently than from one person to the next. Personally, my facial hair grows in horribly, like barely any. I grow some on my neck and kind of chin area. It's very patchy. It's not super good. And then some blonde ones on my mustache area, and I shave, I would say, every other day, kind of depending, just not to get razor burn. Some people, you're gonna start it and you might see a beard within a few months. You may see nothing. That's completely up to your genetics and just what your body is doing. Along with that is the very obvious increase in body hair. Mine did not increase a horribly dramatic amount. I've always had very fine blonde to orange body hair. It only just got a little bit darker and a little bit thicker. That's about it. But again, depending on your genetic background and just how much hair you already were making, that's gonna change. My hair on my head, I actually got a proper hairline, which was very exciting for me. I didn't see any change in hair texture as far as if it was thicker or thinner. It kind of just feels the exact same. My eyebrows did get bushier and darker, which was nice for me because prior to this I had just orange eyebrows, just super orange eyebrows. I would say as far as appearance-wise, the most dramatic change was the cystic acne I had developed. This can be pretty easily fixed. I just did not know anything about skincare and what products my body needed and what to do. For like a couple months, I worked at Sephora, and I swear every single thing they were trying to push at that godforsaken store made it worse. None of it helped. It all sucked. So I went through product after product. I went to the doctor about it. They prescribed me some topical ointment for it, made it worse. So much worse. Oh my god, it was so painful. And then she put me on a pill medication for it, which helped a lot. And now I just use CeraVe, the cleanser and the moisturizer, and my skin has been probably the best it's been in months. Currently, I am off of testosterone due to, yet again, kind of insurance reasons, as well as like, I'm kind of okay-ish where I am as far as my transition goes. Because really, the only thing that's going to happen from here on out is my voice might drop a few more octaves and I'll just get like hairier. And I don't want to personally get hairier. I'm good in that front. If I get back on it, it'll just be to keep hoping that my voice will get deeper and maybe my face will change a little more. I have and always probably will have a very soft baby face. It didn't change much of my actual like bone structure. Some of the fat in my body did move around some. When I got off of my tea, the fat got redistributed. That is something that you're just gonna be aware of, whether you are on HRT for E or T. The minute you're off of it, after like a couple of months, your body will move fat around. I have a naturally kind of hourglass-ish figure, so it went from like my bitties were like little bitty things, well, kind of smallish, to just kabonk, and I was like, which did hurt actually for a minute, and I kind of forgot that hurts when your bitties grow. Like I was like, why is my chest so sore? That would be why. So for any trans masks that are on tea and you stop taking it for a couple months and you're like, oh my goodness, this hurts, that's probably why. Period stopped, which was super nice, but now it's unfortunately back. That's that sucks, but what are you gonna do? It's not the end of the world. And luckily where I live, there's a lot of procedures that can be done for a lot of trans folks, so I'm not like too overly bummed about it. There's a lot of other fun and funky fresh changes. If anything, mentally, I would say being on tea has really helped my dysphoria in a lot of different ways, for obvious reasons, and I'm very glad about that. I am very, very thankful that it's kind of helped me boost a lot of my confidence. Since I'm so small and have such like a soft feminine face, no matter what, if I go and talk to strangers, 9 times out of 10 they're still gonna like she, her, me, and that sucks, but that's something I think a lot of people just have to like be prepared for, is if you are on HRT and if you like don't like 100% pass as like the most masc or femme presenting person, a lot of people are unfortunately still going to misgender you, not for malice. Like most of the time it's not going to be for malice, sometimes it might be. And all I can say is just try to just let it go, breathe. It's, again, most of the time people are not doing it to be malicious or cruel. It's just an honest mistake. I dress very androgynous. I mean, heck, if anything, since starting tea and becoming more confident in my skin, I've started dressing a lot more femme-presenting in some aspects. I was always dressing very androgynous, but this kind of helped boost me towards dressing in a way that I kind of prefer, because prior to this, I was still kind of trapped in essentially toxic masculinity, where I thought I had to be the most manly man that ever manned to be accepted or taken seriously, which is not true. That's just not true at all. Dress how you want to dress, look how you want to look. especially I would say for a lot of trans masks, I feel like lately we've been held to this really ridiculous high standard of masculinity, and I think that's just straight up dumb. I think it's silly. If cis men are allowed to enjoy feminine things, why can't trans masks? And not only that, but binding hurts, and if you are well endowed, don't, do what makes you comfortable, and if binding in public is going to make you the most comfortable, do it. If not, don't bother. Your life, your comfort comes first. Lately, I have not been binding just because it just hurts. It just straight up hurts. And especially, I think I need to get a new binder because, as I mentioned, I got off tea and my biddies were like, "Kapadoom," and I'm like, "No, stop." And I'm trying to take it kind of just with a grain of salt. It is what it is. My body's going to do what it wants to do. And it's my body, and I just have to try to love it as best as I can and appreciate it as best as I can. I'm still going to have dysphoria about these things, but dysphoria shouldn't stop me from trying to love myself as best as I possibly can, given the circumstances. Would I still like to have top surgery? Of course, yeah, but that's not going to be for a while, especially with my other health issues. And just trying to manage everything, and that's gonna be expensive. That's a lot of money, and that's fine. That should not put my life on hold simply because I want to do X, Y, and Z, and that should be the same for people who want to start HRT or do these things. And I completely understand how it feels to feel very trapped in your own body and not be able to control things in your own life. Completely understand that. The few things you can control, grab onto that so long as it's in a healthy way. If you are able to get your hair cut a certain way you like, do it. If you're able to wear the clothes you like, do it. And at the end of the day, just know that what strangers think of you does not matter. I've talked to my own partner about this many times where it still is going to hurt and suck going out in public and knowing that a lot of people are going to see he and I as a straight couple when we're not. But ultimately what they think does not matter, engage who we are as people and our relationship and how I am as a person. What really matters is what we think and how we feel. And I think that is something important that everybody listening should try and hold on to for their own feelings. And not only that, but if you are unable to take HRT currently or just forever due to financial, medical, whatever reasons, just know you're still valid. You don't need to go through surgeries or hormone replacement or all of these super complicated things just to be quote unquote accepted as a man or a woman or whatever. And even if you're non-binary, you don't owe anybody any form of androgyny. Just try to live in your own skin. Do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. We all get one life, and being happy is kind of the most important part about it all. My journey has been very interesting. I would say, again, just being on and off of tea and trying to deal with everything as far as the voice dropping, that really, really did help. And I think if I could give any advice to anybody who wants to start tea, but they're worried about 5 billion things, talk to your doctor. You can start on a low dose, start small, work your way up. And if ultimately you're starting to feel like your body can't handle it, or maybe it's just too much, talk to your doctor and, get off of it. There will be some permanent changes, and that is to be expected when you are altering your hormones. But also, at the end of the day, your own safety and your own happiness is what truly matters. I love you guys so much, and I really, truly hope you guys are having a wonderful time and that you are able to blossom more into the people that you want to be and how you see yourself in the mirror. I completely understand how hard it can be to not be able to look in the mirror and see somebody that you envision in your head. And just know that I'm here for you, and I do understand that feeling very, very much. Just take it one day at a time, because that's all you can do. I'm turning 27 this year, and I'm still on the road to being myself and enjoying myself. And for many people, that can be a lifetime goal. You know, whether you are cis or trans or part of, you know, the LGBT at all or not, liking yourself is always going to be a long adventure, and that's okay. Just take it one day at a time. That's all you can do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Sorry if it was at all rambly, but that is par for the course of all of my content forever. I will be trying to make new content as regularly as I can, and I hope you have a wonderful and fantastic day. And hey, don't forget to drink some water. See you next time. Bye!